What if 6 simple habits you do every single day are secretly destroying your prostate health right now, forcing you to wake up multiple times each night and robbing you of the energy and confidence you once had? Most men over 60 have never been told that these seemingly innocent daily routines are the real culprits behind their growing frustration with frequent bathroom trips, weak flow, and that constant feeling of incomplete emptying. You are not broken, and this is not just aging. I am Dr. Eva Hart, and I have spent the last 14 years specializing in men's health after 60, helping thousands of men reclaim control over their bodies and their lives. I have seen the relief in men's eyes when they finally understand that their prostate problems are not a life sentence, but often the result of habits that can be changed starting today. This is not your fault. I have talked to hundreds of men facing the same struggle, men who felt embarrassed to even discuss these issues with their wives or doctors. But staying silent about this only makes things worse. In this video, I will reveal the 6 daily habits that are silently damaging your prostate and show you exactly what to do instead. This is about more than just performance. It is about reclaiming your confidence, your identity as a man, and your right to sleep through the night again. Stay with me until the end, because I will share a simple evening routine that can begin reversing this damage within days. If this resonates with you, share in the comments what speaks to you most. And what I am about to tell you next might shock you, but it could also be the key to everything you have been searching for. The first habit destroying your prostate is chronic stress, and it is far more dangerous than most men realize. When you constantly worry about your health, your finances, your family, or your future, your body enters a state of perpetual alarm. This triggers the release of cortisol, your primary stress hormone, which was designed for short-term emergencies but becomes toxic when elevated for months or years. Here is what chronic stress does to your prostate specifically. High cortisol levels create inflammation throughout your entire body, but your prostate is particularly vulnerable because it sits at the crossroads of multiple body systems. This inflammation causes your prostate tissue to swell, pressing against your urethra and making urination difficult. Chronic stress also dramatically reduces your testosterone production. Your body essentially says, "We are in survival mode, we cannot waste energy on reproduction." But testosterone is not just about sexual function, it is crucial for maintaining healthy prostate tissue. When testosterone drops, your prostate becomes more susceptible to enlargement and dysfunction. Additionally, stress causes your pelvic floor muscles to tighten chronically. These muscles support your bladder and prostate, but when they are constantly tense, they create additional pressure on these organs. This is why many stressed men experience that uncomfortable feeling of incomplete emptying or sudden urgent needs to urinate. The stress-prostate connection also affects your sleep patterns. Elevated cortisol disrupts your natural sleep cycles, and poor sleep further increases stress hormones. This creates a vicious cycle where stress worsens prostate symptoms disrupt sleep, and poor sleep increases stress. But here is the hopeful truth. Your prostate responds remarkably quickly to stress reduction. Start with deep breathing exercises. When you feel tension building, take 6 deep breaths, inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 6 counts. This immediately activates your parasympathetic nervous system, lowering cortisol within minutes. Take short walks, especially in nature if possible. Research shows that even 15 minutes of walking can reduce cortisol levels for hours afterward. Consider meditation, prayer, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes each day. Your prostate needs these moments of calm to heal and function properly. Many men notice improvements in their nighttime urination within just 1 week of implementing daily stress reduction practices. Your body wants to heal, you just need to give it the right environment. The second destructive habit is carrying excess weight, particularly around your midsection, and this is creating a hormonal disaster for your prostate. That belly fat is not just passive storage, it is an active endocrine organ that produces estrogen. Yes, estrogen, the female hormone that has no business being elevated in a man's body. When you carry excess abdominal weight, your fat cells convert testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. This means you are not only losing the testosterone your prostate needs, but you are actively producing the hormone that stimulates prostate growth. Higher estrogen levels in men directly correlate with enlarged prostates and increased urinary symptoms. Visceral fat, the fat around your internal organs, also produces inflammatory compounds called cytokines. These molecules travel through your bloodstream, creating chronic low-grade inflammation throughout your body. Your prostate, being highly sensitive to inflammation, responds by enlarging and becoming irritated. The mechanical effects of excess weight also matter. Extra abdominal weight increases pressure on your bladder and pelvic floor, reducing your bladder capacity and making you feel like you need to urinate more frequently. This pressure can also interfere with complete bladder emptying, leaving residual urine that can lead to infections. Here is what many men do not realize. Even modest weight loss creates dramatic improvements in prostate symptoms. Losing just 5 to 7% of your body weight, that is only 10 to 14 pounds for a 200-pound man, can reduce nighttime urination by up to 40%. Start by eliminating sugary drinks and processed foods. These foods spike insulin levels, promoting fat storage specifically around your midsection. Place one processed meal per day with whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats. Your prostate will begin responding to these changes within weeks, not months. Focus on portion control rather than complicated diets. Use smaller plates, eat slowly, and stop eating when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. Add fiber-rich foods like beans, vegetables, and whole grains. These help you feel full while supporting healthy hormone levels. Key is consistency, not perfection. Small, sustainable changes compound over time, and your prostate health will improve steadily as you lose even modest amounts of weight. The third habit silently strangling your prostate health is prolonged sitting, and in our modern world, most men spend 8 to 12 hours daily in this harmful position. Whether you are driving, working at a desk, watching television, or sitting through medical appointments, extended sitting creates a perfect storm of problems for your prostate. When you sit for hours without moving, you compress your entire pelvic region. Your prostate sits directly beneath your bladder, surrounded by a network of blood vessels and nerves. Prolonged sitting squeezes these structures, dramatically reducing blood flow to your prostate gland. Think of your prostate like any other organ. It needs fresh, oxygenated blood to function properly and remove waste products. When circulation is compromised, your prostate cannot repair itself, fight off infections, or maintain healthy tissue. Toxins and inflammatory substances accumulate, creating the ideal environment for prostate problems to develop. Sitting also affects your lymphatic system, which is responsible for removing cellular waste and supporting immune function. Unlike your cardiovascular system, your lymphatic system has no pump. It relies entirely on muscle movement to circulate. When you sit motionless, lymphatic drainage around your prostate stagnates, allowing harmful substances to build up. Position itself matters too. Sitting places your pelvis in a tilted position that can irritate your prostate and bladder. Many men notice that their urinary symptoms worsen after long periods of sitting, particularly during long car trips or extended work sessions. Temperature is another factor. Sitting traps heat around your pelvic area, and your prostate is temperature sensitive. Elevated temperatures around your prostate can increase inflammation and discomfort. The solution is remarkably simple but requires consistency. Stand and move for at least 2 minutes every 30 to 40 minutes. Set reminders on your phone or computer. During these breaks, do simple movements, walk around, do gentle stretches, or even march in place. If you work at a desk, consider a standing desk converter or take phone calls while standing. When watching television, stand during commercial breaks or between episodes. During long car trips, stop every hour for a brief walk. Your prostate and your back will thank you. These micro-movements might seem insignificant, but they create massive improvements in circulation, lymphatic drainage, and overall prostate health. Many of my patients notice reduced urinary urgency and better nighttime sleep within days of implementing regular movement breaks. The fourth habit sabotaging your prostate is consuming too much caffeine, particularly later in the day, and this stimulant is creating more havoc than you might realize. Most men think of caffeine simply as their morning wake-up call, but caffeine affects your prostate and bladder in multiple complex ways. Caffeine is a powerful diuretic, meaning it increases urine production by blocking the hormone that helps your kidneys retain water. This is why you urinate more frequently after drinking coffee, tea, or caffeinated sodas. But for men with prostate issues, this increased urine production puts additional stress on an already compromised system. More significantly, caffeine directly irritates your bladder muscle. Your bladder contains smooth muscle fibers that caffeine stimulates, making them contract more forcefully and frequently. This creates that urgent, got-to-go right now feeling that disrupts your daily activities and sleep patterns. Caffeine also affects your nervous system in ways that impact prostate function. Stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight response, which increases tension in your pelvic floor muscles. These muscles surround and support your prostate, and when they are chronically tight, they create additional pressure on your prostate and interfere with normal urination. Timing of caffeine consumption matters enormously. Caffeine has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours, meaning if you drink coffee at 2 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your system at 8 p.m. This residual caffeine continues irritating your bladder throughout the evening and night, contributing to those frustrating midnight bathroom trips. Many men consume caffeine from multiple sources without realizing it: coffee, tea, chocolate, some medications, and energy drinks. These sources add up quickly, and your prostate feels the cumulative effect. Here is my recommendation. Limit yourself to 1 cup of coffee in the morning, ideally before 10 a.m. This gives your body time to process the caffeine before evening. Switch to herbal teas or decaffeinated options afterward. Green tea is particularly beneficial for prostate health because it contains compounds called catechins, which have anti-inflammatory properties. However, even green tea contains some caffeine, so consume it earlier in the day. If you are a heavy caffeine user, reduce gradually to avoid withdrawal headaches. Place afternoon coffee with herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint. Stay hydrated with water, but reduce fluid intake 2 hours before bedtime to minimize nighttime urination. Most men notice significant improvements in their sleep quality and reduce nighttime urination within just 1 week of reducing their caffeine intake. The 5th habit destroying your prostate health is exposure to cigarette smoke. Whether you smoke yourself or regularly breathe secondhand smoke, and the damage extends far beyond what most men understand. Cigarette smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals with at least 70 known carcinogens, and these toxins create a cascade of problems specifically targeting your prostate. Smoking dramatically reduces blood circulation throughout your entire body, but your prostate is particularly vulnerable because it relies on robust blood flow to function properly. Chemicals in cigarette smoke damage your blood vessels, making them narrower and less flexible. This reduced circulation means your prostate receives less oxygen and fewer nutrients while struggling to remove waste products and toxins. The oxidative stress created by smoking is enormous. Every puff introduces free radicals, unstable molecules that damage healthy cells, into your bloodstream. Your prostate cells are particularly susceptible to this oxidative damage, which accelerates aging and increases inflammation. Smoking also suppresses your immune system, making your prostate more vulnerable to infections and less able to fight off abnormal cell growth. The chronic inflammation caused by smoking creates an environment where prostate problems can develop and worsen rapidly. Research shows that smokers have significantly higher rates of prostate enlargement, chronic prostatitis, and prostate cancer compared to non-smokers. Even former smokers who quit years ago show improved prostate health markers, proving that your prostate can heal when you eliminate these toxins. Secondhand smoke exposure is also dangerous. If your spouse, friends, or coworkers smoke around you, you are still inhaling these harmful chemicals. Even brief exposure can trigger inflammation and interfere with healthy prostate function. If you currently smoke, quitting is the single most important thing you can do for your prostate health. Your circulation begins improving within hours of your last cigarette, and inflammation markers start dropping within days. If others in your household smoke, have honest conversations about creating smoke-free environments. Your health is worth these potentially difficult discussions. Consider nicotine replacement therapy, counseling, or prescription medications to help with cessation if needed. The good news is that your prostate begins healing almost immediately after you quit smoking. Within 1 month, circulation improves significantly, and inflammation markers continue declining for months afterward. The sixth and final habit undermining your prostate health is consuming too much red meat and processed meat, and this dietary pattern is creating systematic inflammation that your prostate cannot handle. While an occasional lean steak will not destroy your health, eating red meat and processed meats like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli meats several times per week creates significant problems. Red meat is high in saturated fats and arachidonic acid, which promote inflammation throughout your body. When you consume these foods regularly, you create chronic low-grade inflammation that affects every organ system, but your prostate is particularly sensitive to inflammatory damage. Processed meats are even worse because they contain preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which form compounds called nitrosamines in your body. These compounds are known carcinogens that specifically increase prostate cancer risk. The high sodium content in processed meats also affects your blood pressure and circulation, further compromising prostate health. Cooking method matters too. Grilling, barbecuing, or frying meat at high temperatures creates compounds called heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, both of which are carcinogenic and particularly harmful to prostate tissue. Studies consistently show that men who eat large amounts of red and processed meat have higher rates of prostate enlargement, more severe urinary symptoms, and increased prostate cancer risk. The inflammation created by these foods also interferes with hormone balance, potentially lowering testosterone while increasing harmful estrogen levels. This does not mean you can never enjoy these foods again, but moderation is crucial. Limit red meat to once or twice per week, choosing leaner cuts and healthier cooking methods like baking or steaming. Place some meat meals with fish, particularly fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, which contain omega-3 fatty acids that actively reduce inflammation. Include more plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, quinoa, and nuts. These foods provide protein while supplying fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that support prostate health. When you do eat red meat, pair it with anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, berries, or tomatoes to help counteract some of the inflammatory effects. As your doctor, I want to give you specific, actionable strategies that go beyond avoiding harmful habits. Start each morning with a large glass of water with fresh lemon juice. This helps flush toxins from your system overnight and provides vitamin C for immune support. The citrus compounds in lemon also have mild anti-inflammatory effects. Include tomatoes in your diet regularly, but here is the key: cooked tomatoes are more beneficial than raw ones. Cooking breaks down cell walls and makes lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that specifically protects prostate cells, more bioavailable. Add tomato sauce, paste, or cooked tomatoes to your meals several times per week. Consider adding pumpkin seeds to your daily routine. These seeds are rich in zinc, which is essential for prostate health, and healthy fats that reduce inflammation. Just a quarter cup daily provides significant benefits. Practice good bathroom habits that many men overlook. Never rush or strain during urination. This creates additional pressure on your prostate. Take your time, relax your pelvic muscles, and try to empty your bladder completely. If you feel like you have not emptied completely, wait a moment and try again. Create a bedtime routine that supports prostate health. Stop drinking fluids 2 hours before bed, but ensure you are well hydrated throughout the day. Use the bathroom right before sleep, even if you do not feel a strong urge. Manage stress through activities you genuinely enjoy. This is not about adding another obligation to your day. Find what truly relaxes you, whether that is reading, gardening, listening to music, or spending time with loved ones. Most importantly, do not ignore symptoms or assume they are just normal aging. If you are getting up more than twice per night to urinate, if your stream is weak or interrupted, if you feel like you cannot completely empty your bladder, or if you experience pain or burning during urination, talk to your doctor promptly. Early intervention can prevent minor issues from becoming major problems. Regular prostate screening is crucial after age 50 or earlier if you have family history of prostate problems. Remember, your prostate health directly impacts your quality of life, your confidence, and your overall well-being. These changes might seem small individually, but together they create dramatic improvements in how you feel every day. You have more control over your prostate health than you might think, and taking action today sets you up for years of better health and vitality ahead.